Hey guys, I actually have something special for you today. I was playing last night with Redneck, and Almirante decided to jump into my game. Now, I was playing off stream, which I rarely ever do. And I decided that I was going to play Almirante and uh, show Redneck a thing or two. Uh, and he tells me, Yoda, we're not streaming. Why not go hard? Show me show me something really good here. Show me a good build or something. And now normally I wouldn't, and I normally will only break out my really good stuff if there's like money on the line or a tournament or something. It takes a lot for me to actually care enough to play hard. But on this particular occasion, I didn't have my stream on. I had Redneck watching me. I got to play Amarante with my stream off, which he rarely does. And for those who don't know, are kind of confused as to why that matters, Amarante and a lot of people tend to stream snipe me while I'm playing on stream. Hence why I've kind of lost the desire to play at my highest potential anymore. But on this particular night, I was feeling froggy, so I told Redneck, you know what, one game I'll give it to you. I'll show you something special. So, what you're about to watch is me playing at peak performance of what peak performance would be for a Halo Wars 2 player. Me in particular, obviously, versus another top player on Halo Wars 2, Almirante 99. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'll be stopping and pausing and trying to explain to you my mindset going in. You're gonna hear Redneck. Okay, so I need to say this at the bat. Redneck is watching where he's in the party with me, and he kind of laughs a lot throughout the game. So just bear with that. I have my own mic off. I couldn't figure out how to mute him, so we just deal with it, I guess. So here we go. Actually, let me rewind this 2 seconds so I can show you guys. So my mindset going into this real quick. So normally, like I said, I don't really think about these things. I just kind of go with it. But looking at the landscape, what are we looking at? We're looking at Bedrock, very close quarters map, 3 minis per player, very easy to steal mini bases. We're looking at top tier situations, so we're looking at two top players going at it. He knows he's got the same knowledge as me. I may be smarter in some areas, he may be better in some areas, but I know my strengths, I know his strengths, I know his weaknesses, I know my own. So I'm already looking ahead, planning on what I want to do. When you watch me play ladder, for those who watch my stream, watch my YouTube videos, you watch me play ladder a lot. I don't open chopper all that often, if ever. It's what you're supposed to do, but I just don't because, as I've said a million times, I just don't care. And in this particular instance, I do open Chopper. Almirante is probably very taken back by this because in all the times he plays me, I almost never ever open Chopper or Scout unless I plan on spamming said Scouts. But in a normal instance game, if I'm playing at my peak performance, as I normally would explain, I will open Scout and then I'll perform. I'll tend to go back. I'll go into Grunts after that because that's just the way that I play. Now, as I said, looking at the landscape, we've got Arbiter, top cheerleader. I'm Decimus, another top cheerleader. Arbiter does win after a certain point. Decimus does have some peaks versus Arbiter in the matchup in a few stages, but once Arbiter gets Conduit 2, it's kind of a downhill slide for Decimus because Conduit 2 is actually stronger than both Boundless Siphon and Boundless Fury combined. Once you hit Conduit 3, Decimus is just at a horrible disadvantage. I do have Vortex, Lightning, and Killing Frenzy on my side, though, and of course Decimus drop, but he's got Stasis. He's going to have Phantoms late game. Can't get to late game, he automatically wins. Arbiter just wins. I already know this going into the game, so I don't want to go that far. He's going to be going probably infantry based. He kind of likes going infantry based in general. Arbiter's already infantry based leader. I would assume he's going to go for a standard Get 1,000 power. Get Tech 2 off of just grunts, maybe cloak grunts if he's getting froggy. Doubt he'll build his leader Tech 1. I doubt he'll try to pressure me with Enforcers Tech 1 also. And that, you have to understand, guys, this is all going through my head in this 10 seconds or whatever before the game starts. I'm thinking about all of this before the game starts. So my thought process is he's going to try to grab some nodes, get a bunch of grunts out, get 1,000 power, start getting his expansion while he's going into Tech 2, and he'll go into a standard Banished Mirror on Bedrock. I don't like standard. When I'm playing at my absolute best, I don't play standard. I have a specific play style that I like. And what you guys are about to see is a build that I do rarely, if ever. I don't think I've ever actually done it on stream. At least not in a long, long time. It's kind of one of those things I keep in my back pocket, as they say. But I decided, you know what? YouTube special for you guys, whoever actually does watch my channel, you're going to get a treat today. So I've explained to you guys Almirante's side of this match. Let me explain to you mine. I'm going to open Chopper. He can't go scout versus me because, Decimus, Chopper, Vortex, Lightning, Killing Frenzy automatically wins that fight. He's got to get the Tech 2. He knows that. I know that. So what I want to do is actually get a Chopper out, bully his initial grunts, and get some nodes of my own. I'm actually going to try to go for a late generator. I'm sorry, a late mini base, and I'm going to go for a generator 3rd, 5th. As I said, I've already decided this before the game starts, and I'm already thinking he's probably going to take a mini from me. And you're going to hear Redneck laugh in a minute because I said, watch Almirante's cursor. He's going to have a cursor on my mini base when the game starts. So we'll see if that's the case here in a second. But yeah, so my idea will be going Chopper into Grunt, hitting Tech 2, and then you guys will see the magic happen from there. I do get a terrific start here in this game, though. But the start isn't as lucky as it may seem. It actually is very calculated because I know how Almirante plays. Him and Hetchy play the same when it comes to Arbiter and Ship. They will get their grunts out. They'll keep them in a tight ball, and if they're against a Chopper leader, because they want to be able to fight off that Chopper and still maintain their control on the map. So I know that he's going to be out here on force and with his grunts, moving around the map together, at least at the very start, especially here on Bedrock. And we've already wasted so much time. See, the game hasn't even started. But it's not a long game, guys. Not too long of a game. So we'll move into it and see what happens here. Alright, so one thing that I do here at the start of a game, and you guys can see this in my stream, not a big secret, I'll actually select all units quickly. So if you check it right... I'm trying to get it. So it looks like I grabbed 2 units here, and I'm going to try to send them off. What I want to do at the start of a game is I want to click my pad and then immediately get all my units moving. I don't want them to be sitting still. Even if I'm sending them all to the same pile, I don't want them standing still for that first second. I feel like it's because the game kind of lags in the first few seconds, so you want your units to at least be moving in some sort of direction, and then you can correct their movement as you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually selecting both those grunts to actually go to that one pile and the other grunt to go to the other pile, which you'll see here. And so see if you guys saw, I saw Redneck's laughing because he probably sees a waypoint on one of my mini bases or something. And we'll just ignore him for a second.
He's spamming grunts. I think he's coming to kill your grunts.
So we'll ignore that for a second. We'll move in here. And as I said, I'm going to go for a Chopper opener, upgrade my pad as quickly as I can. And then we're going to go Chopper to his power. We're going to go check and see what's going on. Now, normally, what happens here is I'm actually going to show you guys. I'm going Gen 3rd, and I'll be delaying my grunts for a few seconds here. And there goes. The grunt being built now as soon as I had $100. I'm going to send this grunt down to the yellow there. And now this Chopper is going to come in here. I immediately see the grunts. This is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. So what you see here is I eyeball this. And now I'm going to send my Chopper around to intersect this. I'm assuming there's already a grunt either here or up here. You can't see it yet. There's a yellow pile up there. I'm assuming there's going to be at least 3 grunts there. I'm okay with that because I got a Vortex Lightning in my pocket. And on this map, what you want to do is you want to either try to catch them on the ramp or near the ramp. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go for a ram with the chopper straight into a Vortex Lightning. Now, here's a secret for you guys with a Vortex Lightning. 99.999% of people with a Vortex Lightning will go for Vortex on top of one of their units and then try to just move the Vortex Lightning around to catch their other units. I don't do that. I have a little trick up my sleeve, as that you would say, to actually catching more units than you would normally get with the full effect of the Vortex Lightning. So the way I use a Vortex Lightning is I try to actually catch as many units as I can in the full effect. Instead of using the Vortex Lightning and swirling it around the screen, and trying to hit as many as you can, you're only going to get minimum damage doing that. But what if you could hit multiple units for the full duration of the Vortex Lightning? Well, you're going to see what happens with that here. Got a little burp there. Excuse me. So, I'm going to go here. I'm going to get up my other pad. I'm not worried about him stealing my mini base, because if he does, I'm just going to put up a raid camp and we'll take care of that with one jump pack brute. So here we go. We're going to see the engagement here. And then we're going to see the ram. Look, what's happening here is I was corralling him. So if you actually go in here, I was actually corralling his units. I wanted to beat my chopper in this area to push the grunts in this direction. I wanted his grunts to be in this zone. Okay? So the green zone is where I want his grunts to be. Okay? In this area. And then I want my chopper to be corralling him from the yellow zone. I want him in this choked area. And as you can see, all his grunts moved into here. They were over here. They moved back around, and they jumped together right here. And what you saw just now is me ramming that front grunt, and you can see the trajectory of the grunts. He's going to naturally, it's just natural human instinct. He's going to want to go back toward his own base, which is in, of course, this direction, okay? He's going to want to send his grunts that way, okay? Sorry for my awful drawing abilities. I know that he's going to all unit the grunts that way to start. And knowing that, I've vortexed the front unit right here. Now, 99.9% of people are going to vortex these three, right? Because you're going to catch maybe one, possibly two grunts. That when you're talking about the elite of players, you can't use a Vortex Lightning on one or two grunts at the start of a game. It's simply not worth it. You have to get at least three. Getting four is pretty difficult to do against a top player. But as I said, I've got the little trick in my sleeve where I know where his grunts are, I know where they're going to go, and I know where to put my Vortex Lightning because I've rammed his front unit. So what ramming this front unit is going to do, guys, it's going to stop the front grunt from moving, right? This grunt stops moving. And what's going to happen is, I told you these grunts here are all going to move in this direction, running into the Vortex Lightning. What you'll see is I'll barely move the Vortex Lightning at all, and he'll run into it. And you guys are going to see some extremely high... These things are little, guys. They're little plays. You're thinking, well, that's not going to change the game or anything. Little things like this, they add up. And in a top tier game, little mistakes, they add up to big wins. So let's take a look at what happens here. All right, so there we go. Right as I said, all the grunts moved in that direction. And I caught them with the Vortex Lightning. Now, I would have caught them a little earlier, but, latency is a thing in Halo Wars 2. And I had to catch them out towards the front there. But as I said, because I had the Vortex Lightning on that front grunt that was here, I was able to reroute my Vortex Lightning to here to catch the grunts as they're running. And as you'll see here in a second, I catch all the grunts. And Redneck laughs like a little girl in turn. And just like that, I've got a nice swing towards the start of this game. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start forcing him to buy his mini bases after I've taken a little bit of resources.
Oh my god, no way.
Yeah, Redneck's having the time of his life right now. He actually just got beat a few times by Almirante, so he's feeling really good about it. So now, very important to note, I do not want, nor do I expect to get any of Almirante's mini bases. It's not on the table. But what I do have is the ability to make him force himself to buy them early. So I'm just sending the chopper. As you notice, I don't even have the money. Like, you can check it. I just don't have it. But and it's not the point though. I just don't want him to get them late. So I killed his grunts early, as I said. He's not on the map picking up money. He needs to build more grunts. He's already broke. There's no way he's going to afford a quick second gen. So forcing him to buy all these mini bases while I'm picking up a second generator and picking up the money on the map, life's feeling pretty good for me. And we'll continue on this match here, and we'll see what I'm talking about. See, look, he buys that mini, and then he'll go and buy the other mini as well. I'm going to start picking up a quick note. As you can see, I haven't bought a mini base yet. I know he hasn't stolen them because he had those 4 grunts at my spot. See, right there, Redneck's all like, he didn't buy it, he didn't buy it. Well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not interested in getting it. It hurts him more to get that mini right then than it would be if I got it. So I'm okay with him spamming and buying all those mini bases with money he simply doesn't have. Kind of cool that my chopper got away, though. I was pretty happy with that. And so here I'm going to start grabbing my first node, and now I'm probably going to start working on getting my mini bases and working forward with that. Just get my Redneck says get a mini before he steals them. That's not why I'm getting my minis now. I'm getting my minis now because I finally have the money to do so, and I just got my node. That's where we're at in this situation. I'm gonna buy my back mini base, and we're gonna move from there. Redneck's coughing. He's dying. It's okay. I can see in the bottom left that my mini base wasn't bought, so I'm pretty happy with that. I've got my grunt there. And my chopper's still alive, still able to collect money, which is fantastic for me. With this build that I'm doing, I usually want to get at least 2 nodes. I don't have to hold them, I just have to have them for a little while. It's all about the timing. When I'm playing at my very best, I have timings and things that have to go my way. Now, right now, I don't care about these grunts. What I do care about, though, is he just used conduit, and I'm just going to run up here and chill. I have no plans on winning this fight. I know he's going to bring in reinforcements. I'm okay with that. What I want is I'm looking at my power right now, and as you can see, I don't care about this fight. All I know is I'm now about to go Tech 2, and every second he sits there and fights my grunts is a second I get further and further ahead, at least in my eyes. And especially with this build, if he tries any sort of comeback mechanic, he's going to automatically lose. And you guys will see why here in a second. The build that I do, you have to fight me. And you have to be producing units or you will die. And you guys will see this here in a moment. Amarante is not going to be used to seeing what he's about to see out of me. This is just not the way I used to play. So what you just saw there was I actually sold a mini base. Or I sold a pad on my main there. And I actually swapped it out. Let me see if I can get a better spot. Yeah. So I swapped it out for the barracks. Now, this was late, guys. I want to point out that me playing perfect doesn't mean I'm not going to make mistakes. It's just, or not, I wouldn't say perfect. Me playing at my best doesn't mean I'm not going to make mistakes. Mistakes happen. This barracks was supposed to be built about 20 seconds sooner, but it's going to end up okay. But those seconds do matter. I could have gotten this win quicker if I hadn't messed that up. So what we're going to do here, you're going to see me go double barracks, double garage, or what is it called down here? Whatever it's called for the vehicles. And you guys are going to see me go for that right off the rip on one base. It's crazy, but you're going to see that I actually can afford it, and it's pretty phenomenal. And you guys will see that here in a second. That will be the build. So the idea is I want to have 2 barracks ready to go. When I hit Tech 2, I want them ready and already built. So when I hit Tech 2, I can start spamming those Rangers, getting those Hunters, whatever I got to get. In this case, Rangers for the moment. And then, of course, the second I hit Tech 2, I want to be building 2 garages at the same time. What this initially does is it allows me to pump Tech 2 units, Tech 2 infantry and vehicles as quickly as humanly possible, double pump of each. So I'm quad pumping units of Tech 2 nature at a very early time. As you can see, it's 4 minutes. And if I had gotten the barracks down a little earlier, I'd be in, depending on the money pickup and things, I could be pumping quad pumping Tech 2 units at 4 minutes. And it's pretty drastic. I'm not worried about him coming to my base or attacking. I mean, I'm already spamming Rangers. I have a barracks building. I have 2 garages. Even if you came up here and attacked me with some grunts, it wouldn't matter at all. So let's move on to the game and see what happens here. So I'm building a garage there and a garage on the main. I've got about $700. I've got some grunts. Now, normally you don't want to lose the grunts, but in this case, I was okay with him spending time to kill those. So the next thing was Redneck in the chat Redneck in the video is actually asking. Because I was explaining to him that this build is kind of like the anti-meta because everyone will always grab an Expo while they're teching the Tech 2. As soon as they hit Tech 2, as soon as they have 200 power, they'll buy their Expo and go that way. Well, if you do that versus this build, you're probably gonna die because you're not gonna have the units or resources to actually fight me off. Now, if you guys noticed, he got the nodes back, but as I said, doesn't matter. I just needed them to get to Tech 2 and have a little bit of extra power to start that double pump of Ranger Hunter or whatever it is that I wanted to build. And I'm gonna start pushing back out now. I do have some Rangers, do have some Grunt. I'm making Marauder out of both these garages. And now the key here to keep this pump up is I actually have to upgrade that last pad that's building. Now he's going to come in here. He's got some grunts, but I have Rangers. And of course I have a Vortex Lightning as well and Marauders. Grunts are great, but in this scenario I have a nasty Tech 2 army that grunts just simply can't handle. And he sees it. He's not happy with it. And he's going to back up. He's probably very confused, to be honest, at that Ranger count with a Marauder this early on. And he's not going to want to fight that. He's going to want to bunch up his army, get some Tech 2 units of his own. So what I'm looking for now is a quick push to his possible Expo if he has it, which I'm assuming he has. It's 6 minutes. Most top players will have an Expo at this time in this meta. And right now, do you guys see what I'm doing? Do you guys see this? So what I was doing there is I'm upgrading my pads. That's what I'm talking about. So right here, I want the fight to take place in the green zone. That is where I want the fight to happen. I got a beam, I got a vortex, and I ain't afraid to use it. So I'm going to stay in this area, and he's going to have to come toward me this way if he wants to fight me. If not, he'll have to go around and come around another choke, which he doesn't want to do. Neither player wants to be in the red zone, but he's going to have to engage there if he wants to protect his expansion, which I'm going to try to push this way probably and get. If he wants to come after me to protect the nodes, he's going to have to come this direction. So we'll see what happens here. I've got a nice Marauder on the high ground. I'm going to send it in toward his base there. I'm going to continue building. And Redneck's guy, he's commenting on my Ranger count. So once again, I'm going to back up. It's okay. I don't care about that stasis. I want the fight to happen on my terms, not his terms. So he's used Conduit that lasts about 10 to 15 seconds or something like that. I'm going to Vortex. I unfortunately lose vision here, and my army stops fighting his army, which is really bad for me, but I think I still have the better army. And I'm going to beam here as well. Now, this time I actually did send my army in. So I want to point this out. You want to send your army in the direction of their army if you are going to beam them. Okay, or if you're going to use any ability, Scatterbomb, Beam, Vortex Lightning, Rain of Fire, Mind Drop, whatever it is, you want to send your army in the direction of their army before you do the ability. Because you want your army to be fighting their army while their army is running away from that ability. It's kind of like a double-edged sword for them. They can run, but then they're going to get melted by your army. So that's kind of what goes on here. I split his army up with the beam. I have my army coming in. I got a nice Ranger count, nice Marauders. And we'll continue on here to see what goes.
Oh my god. Jesus.
So Redneck's going crazy right now. He's loving it. And I'm continuing my pump.
Though he does have an expo though.
So this is what you actually see in a high-level game, guys. As you can see, I don't have a high pop right now. I have 46 out of 80. Obviously, it was higher. But what this means is I'm not sitting back at my base. He's not sitting back at his base. We're fighting. As long as my pop isn't at 80, I know his pop isn't at 80. And we're trading. As long as I can physically see and I can mentally take note of the fact that I am trading better than him and I'm getting map control back from him at this point, I'm happy with where we're at. So let's continue.
Damn, he's got one ranger left.
All right, so now that was very important. Actually, let me make a note of this. As soon as I feel that I was winning the fight, I swapped double pumping Marauder to getting out that 1 or 2 Locust. Very critical to keeping the pressure on, because if I don't make that Locust, he can go into a counter ball, push me off, and then hide at his base. You don't want that, guys. That is not what you want to happen. The Locust keeps the pressure on. You want to keep the pressure on your opponent. You want to keep him fighting you. You don't want him to be able to turtle up on a base or 2, because he's got 2 bases. You have to understand, 2 bases to 1 right now. I have to be the one putting the pressure on. He has to be the one reacting to it. My goal right now is not to win the game. My goal is to take out his expansion and buy my own and take map control. If I do that, I feel like I will secure my victory.
He's smart though. He's locked it down. Oh my god, you got both of his garrisons.
All right, as you can see, he does have a shield generator coming up, but we have a beautiful stasis out of Almirante. That is why you pre-split, but I just don't like, I mean, in that scenario, there's not much room to pre-split, so it's okay. I got both garrisons here, so I'm actually really happy with that. Now, what you're going to see is me do something I never really do on stream, is I'm actually focusing down units one at a time. I never do this on stream because it's just so much work. Focusing down units one at a time is a tedious task, but it's what it takes to win at a high level. You'll actually see more of that in the big last fight. So as you can see here, I'm actually, you can't see it unless you were paying attention, but I'm actually grabbing this node here. Not sure if you guys can see that, but I'm actually grabbing that node in the minimap, the one in the middle. I see his expo, he's upgraded, which means a lot of his yellow has gone into the upgrade, which makes me happy because it means I know for a fact that I'm winning the fight. Now look, he's just sitting back because he knows he's got an upgraded base. He has time to build up an army to defend. Little does he know, got some Lokis on the way, baby. And with those Locusts, it's going to force him. Now what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm not going to send the Locust into his base. Rookie mistake here, guys, would be to send the Locust this direction. Absolutely giant rookie mistake. Don't do that. When on this map, or in any map in general that you can actually get away with it, you want to go to the high ground next to their base. So I'm actually going to be going right here with that Locust while my army is down here taking the brunt force. If he wants to send his army to go get the Locust, my army will actually cut up behind it. He'll have to go through the choke. If he wants to go after my army can run this direction, keeping that Locust alive. Moving in. I'm at 68 population, 68 hard population, guys. These are not Tech 1 units or anything like that. These are big boy units. I do now have Boundless Siphon, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable. He did get Stasis, which means he does not have Conduit 2. Or he didn't have Conduit 2 yet at that point. I'm continuing my pump. I've got 72 population, feeling pretty strong. Gonna run my army around. So what you're gonna see here is, actually, let me see if I can keep going in the video. Maybe I'll go back and look at my Marauder. Yeah. So I right next to stream snipe that. All right. So I'm gonna send my army around this direction. You don't want to send it back through the entrance. Obviously, that would just allow him to pick off your units. Almirante's got a pretty nice army himself, but now, if you noticed, I now have the lead on map control. I have the expansion. So, however, he did take the lead for a couple of seconds when it came to control and the map early on, after I gave it up to get the Tech 2 quicker. I now have the lead in units. I've got a great Tech 2 army. I've got a great Tech 2 base coming in. I've got the pump. I've got the expansion. And I also have the node. So I'm feeling very comfortable here, guys. And he's going to come in. He wants to fight. He's ready. And we're going to get a Vortex. Now, looking at this, I do Vortex a lot, but that's because a lot of his units were stunned. They were pretty spread out, so Vortex did not get the better. So what happened here, guys, I actually all united, and then I right-triggered over to Locust to pull my Locust back in this direction to keep them alive a little longer. And we'll let this fight go on here. Now, This is something, again, you won't see me do while I'm streaming. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're in luck. Maybe you guys do this already. I'm assuming most of you don't. In this fight, I am going to be selecting my Rangers only. As you can see, you can't see. Yeah, there you go. So right here, see how the Elite is highlighted in blue? That's because I just have the Elite selected right now. And what I'm going to do is, in my mindset, if I take out the Hunters, the rest of my army can do the job. Even if I lose a lot while I'm doing this, if I take out the Hunters, my Marauder, my own Hunter, some of my Locusts, whatever I got left, will be able to finish off what he has. Those Hunters of his, very expensive. High money, high pie energy. They are very expensive units, more important than the Marauder. If you look at my money right now, I do, of course, have $800, so I can repop the Marauder, no problem. So, feeling pretty comfy, and we'll continue the fight and see what happens. So right now, as you can see, I'm actually focusing down the Hunter as fast as I can. My Marauders are fighting Marauders. They're also helping out with other units. And there you go. Now he has the Rangers left. The Hunters are gone. 43 population. I'm going to start pressuring forward. And now look at my bank. Yeah, as you can saw from that bank, right there at the end. With that bank, I was going to be able to drop in Decimus right here, as well as continue to build on my expansion. So what's important to note there is why did Almirante quit? Well, he lost his expansion. I claimed an expansion. I got map control. And at this point, it's just going to snowball. And he was probably pretty upset and probably kind of confused as to the build that took place there. With the Locust, me having Locust still means he would never be able to secure an expansion anymore. I would actually put a Locust from that point up here on hold ground stance and on the other high ground on the other side that you guys saw me take out his expansion from earlier. He knows this, and he just decides to resign. And my power spike is yet to happen. As soon as I get Decimus dropped, I'm going to repop, guys. He's on one base. He can't. And even if he does, he's going to be sitting on one base, and he's going to die. So, yeah, as I said, I'm feeling good at this point in the game. He's about to lose the last of his army to what I have. He's out of his conduit tricks. He's got no tricks left up his sleeve. And I'm going to push forward here. I do have, as you can see, the nice healthy ranger count. These 3 rangers are siphoning as they're taking out the last of his infantry. His hunter's about to die here. Then these 2 marauders follow afterwards. And that's the last of his population. And as I said, I got the bank, so we're feeling pretty good. The key to that fight was taking out the hunters as quickly as possible with the rangers. And then everything else just kind of fell into place. And as I said, as you guys can see here, my next point will be coming in shortly after I build the pads on my expo, which is here. And that's going to be game.
Oh my god, you guys are neck and neck. Oh, you. Man, is that build nasty.
And that's the end of the game, guys. 30 minutes for a 10-minute game. 30-minute analysis. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't worry about the activate windows thing in the bottom right. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the game, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed this type of video, I can do them a little bit more often. But I have to know that you guys enjoy them, because to do these kind of videos, it means I can't be streaming while I do them. Because I don't like playing like that on stream. I feel like I'm wasting my time because I can get stream sniped, as well as smurfed and all kinds of ridiculous things. In a controlled environment where I know my opponent, I know where my map, and I know that I can't get stream sniped, it's okay to do every now and then. But it's very exhausting to play like that. Mentally exhausting, physically exhausting, to play at that speed and to play that kind of build and things like that. It's just as much mind chess, guys, as it is chess in the game. Knowing your opponent, knowing yourself, and knowing the map. All very important things. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the follow button or the subscribe button here on YouTube. Follow me over on Twitch. Stream almost every day. Twitch.tv/YoDesla. Halo Wars 2 all the time. A little bit of Ark here and there. That's really about it, guys. Do some big show matches. Oh, the tournament. I'll have when you're watching this video, but 2020, February 22nd, to the 3-year anniversary tournament of Halo Wars 2. will be coming out. That's hosted by me and the Fight Club and the boys. We're gonna try to get. Right now we're working our way up to $500 in donations. So if you guys could help, if anyone wants to help out with that, throw $1 at it. Please let me know. You can donate over on Twitch. Put it in the message box. The donation is for the tournament. Can't really think of anything else. Subscribe, like the video, and comment below. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if you want to see more or any other ideas you may have. Sorry the video is so long, guys. It's just when I do things, I like to get really into it. Yeah, thank you so much, and peace!